This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel on this July 22nd, 2017. This is, of course, the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much. And if you guys are wondering what I'm pointing at, it's my little kitten Bacardi sitting over there laying on the bed. She's just looking at me like, what the fuck are you yelling for, man? I'm trying to sleep, you fucking asshole. Anyway, man, thank you for all the continued love and support this weekend. I did upload Off the Script for this weekend on Friday, a little bit late, and I want to apologize to my Patreons for not getting it up early for you guys. I was actually at the Dragon Force concert at the Highland Ballroom in Manhattan last night, so I didn't get home till very, very late. It was like 2 o'clock, 2:30 I got home, because I had to take the train back. I don't really drive in the city, but the trains were all fucked up last night. Big delays, long waits to get back home. Dragon Force didn't finish the concert till about 12:15, so it was a long night, but I definitely enjoyed myself. They're always great in concert. It was the first time they were back in New York City in a full year. It was the first time I seen them in what was probably 4 years, probably even longer than that. So I think the last time I seen them was I don't know what album came out. I don't know if it was The Power Within, but it was before that. It was before they had. It was before they actually released anything with Mark Hudson. So he joined the band in 2010, I believe. So it's been a long time since I seen Dragon Force live. They're always a fun show, and that was the reason for Off the Script being uploaded late this morning. I was absolutely fucking exhausted. I couldn't move. My legs and feet hurt from standing for the entire show. It's just one of those things, man. Going to a concert, being an old man, is not an easy thing to do anymore. So I did have a very, very good time. It was very fun. They're always a great band to see live, and I highly recommend their music if you guys have not heard any Dragon Force whatsoever. I did upload part 1 yesterday. It was late, and YouTube fucked it up. YouTube fucked everything up. The sub boxes have been incredibly broken. I think this is the most broken I've ever seen them. Views are down everywhere for everybody. Even the bigger channels. They're fucking getting hit hard, man. It's ridiculous to see these guys with like 800,000 subs not even breaking fucking 7, 8,000, 9,000 views on a video, man. It's ridiculous. I don't know whether the view count's fucked up. I don't know whether I know for a fact the analytics have been fucked up. The real-time views have been fucked up. It's not really calculating the real-time views if you guys are a content creator. Thumbnails are fucked up. Everything just seems to be fucked up, man. The biggest thing for me, and the most important aspect to me, what makes me easy and sleep easy at night, knowing when I upload a video, is that I know it's going to get pushed to the Twitter feed. For the last 2 days, my videos and everybody's videos have not been pushed to the Twitter feed. Now, usually when they don't get pushed to the Twitter feed, it's a clear-cut indication that something's fucking off. Views are going to be down. You know that the video is not publishing right. You know that nobody's going to get your videos. So that's exactly what happened with Off the Script yesterday. When it usually gets pushed to the Twitter feed, I'm like, okay, people are going to see it. It published correctly. Things are okay. Things are in working order. And people will get my videos eventually during the day. I don't think anybody got my video yesterday during the day. The views were off way, way, way down, especially for a pay-per-view predictions video. So if you guys missed anything yesterday, that video will be in the annotation that you see within this video. Make sure you guys go and check it out. It is live on the channel. It was uploaded. Part 1 of this weekend's Off the Script. Preview and predictions for Battleground 2017. Plus, we had an epic rant on WWE Creative and why I think right now it's at an all-time low. So if you guys missed any of that, almost 2 hours of Part 1, highly recommend you go back and listen to that or check it out if you have not got it yet in your subscription boxes. Also within that video was a WrestleCrate unboxing. Thank you to everybody once again over at WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter at WrestleCrateUSA, the best WrestleCrate I think they have put together thus far. Beautiful signed photo of Matt Hardy. We got the Chris Jericho Funko Pop, a beautiful Elite t-shirt with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega that I actually wore to the Dragon Force concert last night. Great shit. If you guys want to go check that out, WrestleCrate.com, use the coupon code JDSENTME for an instant 10% off your first subscription, man. Thank you so very much for that. I did fail to mention, and I apologize to everybody and him, I did not mention Rusty's bike tour and his riding for the cure of MS. If you guys want to support Rusty, Rusty's got about 3 weeks left to go until he actually goes through with this thing, man. He's going to be bike riding for finding a cure for MS, and I want you guys to support him as we get down to crunch time, man. I'm going to leave you, as always, the description and the link for his donations page, for his pledge page, down below in the comments. I'm going to pin it at the top of the comment page. Make sure you guys go and support him. He's got 3 weeks left to go to this thing, and I want to really see everybody gather together and support him in this time of need, man. Let's push him towards that threshold of his $4,000 goal. I would greatly be appreciative of everybody that did that and helped out my friend Rusty, as he's got a long trek ahead of him, and we all here at Off the Script wish him the very best in his bike ride coming up in just a few weeks. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Thank you to all the new followers this weekend. Also, please subscribe down below. We are about 100 away from hitting that 80,000 subscriber benchmark, man. So thank you all very much. And if you do subscribe, make sure you turn on that bell. It's more important than ever now. Hit that bell, turn that bell on, and make sure you guys have all notifications on. Make sure that you have all uploads delivered to your sub boxes, your emails, get notifications, whatever, man. It's a very vital time to support content creators here on YouTube.com. We are also available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music. If you guys are on iTunes, all you got to do, man, I would love it if you guys leave me a comment. Let me know how much you love the show and leave a 5-star rating. Let's get that podcast up the ranks on iTunes, top 200 sports and recreation podcast. I do have another unboxing before we get into the news, man. We got a lot to cover today. Just to go over briefly what we're going to talk about today, I got news on AJ Styles trying to convince Vince McMahon to have the match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Summerslam. I got news on the Shane McMahon helicopter crash landing. I got news on Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle, the storyline, how long it will be, plans for Chad Gable. When did Jason Jordan find out about this storyline? What did Steve Austin say about the storyline? What does Vince McMahon think of Kurt Angle's reveal? All that plus so much more. Emma being unhappy, being left off Raw. I got news on Ryback and him joking about the women in WWE. Says women need to play up their sexiness. I got WWE officials reportedly warned of more nude photos and leaks on the way. I got news on WWE and higher-ups and officials making fun of a lot of the Mae Young Classic participants and how they look. I got a bunch of shit you're not going to want to miss this weekend right here on Off the Script, man. Ton of stuff coming up. So make sure you guys grab a cold beverage and stay tuned to everything that I got to say on this week's show. But before we do that, I want to thank everybody over at Pro Wrestling Tees and most notably Pro Wrestling Crate, man. These guys hit a home run every single month. ProWrestlingCrate.com is the best monthly subscription service you guys can get your hands on. I'm telling you right now, man. It is fucking unbelievable. I got a new unboxing right here. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked in it yet. We're going to unbox it right now. But if you guys are interested in anything that you guys see here in this box, which I'm sure you will, all you got to do is go to PW Crate on Twitter. Tell them that JD sent you. Hashtag Off the Script. And if you guys want to sign up for whatever you see here, ProWrestlingCrate.com. Use the coupon code OFFTheScript at checkout. And make sure you guys Put that in, you're going to save 20% off your entire purchase, man. So let's get this unboxing underway. I'm excited. I'm always excited about Pro Wrestling Crate. This one, I don't know what it is, but it's fucking heavy, bro. It's fucking heavy. Let's see what's in this motherfucker. Always excited to open this up. We got 3 shirts. And we got a... Oh, they did not include one in there, bro. Oh, my God. Look at this. This is nice, and it's black. Let me turn it on. Yeah, look at that. That's a fucking beast t-shirt right there, man. Andre the Giant. Look at that. That is fucking nice, dude. With the skyline of New York City in the background. 8th wonder of the world. That is fucking beast. Yeah, man. This is my favorite box, man. I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough. Let me see what the theme is. I don't want to look at the cheat sheet. Across the ocean is the theme. Right there. Across the ocean. This is a cheat sheet. I don't want to look on it. I don't want to spoil it. I like being surprised. See what we got here, man. Not typically my color, but it might be the color of my new Mustang. I'll tell you that. The British Bulldog. Look at that. United Kingdom. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Can't get any more simpler than that, man. The British Bulldog. United Kingdom. Yeah. What do we got here? I like this color gray. Oh. Zack Sabre Jr. Look at that. Nice shirt. Very simple. You got Zack's figure there. Sabre Jr. in the background. Nice fucking t-shirt and nice colors, man. I'm a big fan of the gray colors. Awesome. What we got here, man? More micro brawlers. And this one is going to be added to the collection that I already got up there. I got Nick and Matt Jackson. I got Gold Dust. I got Taz. If I can open this motherfucker up. We got Marty Skrull. Look at that. Yeah. Look at him. He's fucking beast, man. He's going right up there with the collection of the rest of them. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get this trash out of here. What do we got? Ooh, look at this. This is a beautiful pin to add to the bulletin board when I get it set up, man. Look at that. Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling pin. Beautiful fucking pin, dude. Nice and heavy, too. Love it. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's see. There's always a signed autograph in here. Best of New Japan on Access TV, Season 1. Look at that. That's something I might actually end up watching. What do we got here? IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Kazuchika Okada versus Naito. We got the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship 4-way match. We got Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Red Dragon versus Kushida, Alex Shelley versus Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov versus Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. We got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. We got Taguchi. Is that how I pronounce it? Taguchi versus Kenny Omega. We got, that's from Wrestle Kingdom 9 in 2015. Wrestle Kingdom 9 also. We got Naito versus AJ Styles. Special singles match. We got the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. This is from Wrestle Kingdom 9. Nakamura versus Kota Ibushi. Ooh. Might have to watch that one, man. I don't think I've seen that one. And we got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. IWGP Heavyweight Championship match from Wrestle Kingdom 9. A lot of Wrestle Kingdom 9. The whole fucking pay-per-view's pretty much on there. Beautiful stuff, man. Look at that. Only in Pro Wrestling Crate. Only in Pro Wrestling Crate. Joey Ryan, big in Japan, and I'm not talking about him being Godzilla-like. He's Godzilla-like in the pants. I wouldn't know that, by the way. I'm just assuming, because that's his gimmick, you know. That's his gimmick. Joey Ryan, I don't know who did this. Trez Dean and Jamie Jones. As you guys can see, some of the artwork in here. Let me get something good. I just seen a nice picture here. Look at that. Yeah. Joey, so I told you he was big in the pants. Look at him. Look at him. Joey Ryan, highlighted in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. This is new. And this is something that I'd never think I would have possession of. Ever. 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 I got a fucking fidget spinner, bro. Look at this. A fucking fidget spinner, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that how these things work? You just do that? That's all you do? What the fuck is the point of this, man? What is on here? Black. I don't know what that is. I gotta look on the cheat sheet. When the fucking unboxing is over, I gotta look on the cheat sheet. Anyway, we got, autograph. Autograph in here, man. Let's see what's in here. All the heat and humidity made it all sticky. Now I gotta fucking rip it open. I gotta rip the envelope open, bro. They're making it difficult for me. Fucking weather in New York City's making it difficult for me, bro. You know, I gotta rip the whole fucking package. Oh. Oh. Are you kidding me? What am I gonna do with this, bro? What am I gonna do with this? We get 2 autographs in here. Look at this. That's a nice fucking photo, though. Fucking Kamala. That's a nice fucking photo. Not a fan of Kamala whatsoever, but that's a nice fucking photo, man. I'll take it. I'll take it. All these photos, I gotta get framed. And are you fucking kidding me? What am I gonna do with this? This is going in the tray. Grotto? Are you fucking serious? Who the fuck cares about that guy? That's a nice photo, though, man. There you go. Kamala. Pro Wrestling Crate, man. My favorite unboxing every single month. And fidget spinner included, dude. Look at that. Don't know what the fuck it's for. Don't know what use I'll get out of it. But I might use this to calm myself down when Jake and Droken on Black Ops 3 fucking sweat their balls off against me. Just to calm myself down, man. Just nice little stress relief. You know, I don't know. Is that what it's for? Is that what it's for? I have no fucking idea. Anyway, man, if you guys enjoyed anything you see here, ProWrestlingCrate.com and on Twitter at PWCrate. Make sure you guys follow them on Twitter. Support great fucking people. Pro Wrestling Tees is absolutely fantastic in everything that they do. And if you guys enjoy this, man, coupon code not JD sent me. That's WrestleCrate. I got so many fucking codes, can't even remember. Off the script. It's code off the script at checkout for ProWrestlingCrate.com. And if you guys are following them on Twitter, make sure you use the hashtag off the script and tell them that JD and Off the Script sent you over there for your new subscription of Pro Wrestling Crate. I'm going to clean this mess up. We're going to get right into the news. But before we do that, man, you guys know the deal. I can't start this show off without a word from the General, Matt Hardy, on part 2 of episode 179, right here on Off the Script.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Broken Matt Hardy. This is JD from New York. Actually, delete to JD from New York. I have cleaned this vessel. Make sure to check out his wonderful show, Off the Script. It's absolutely delightful.
I'm going to start off with this story, man. Shane O'Mac, the commissioner of Smackdown Live, surviving helicopter crashes during the week and going back to work on Tuesday, bro. No problem. Shane, what'd you do this week? I just survived a helicopter crash. Let's book this match. What the fuck's going on here, man? Shane O'Mac in a helicopter crash off Gilgo Beach in Long Island, New York on Wednesday morning. And while the controlled emergency landing had triggered a major emergency response, McMahon and his still unidentified companion were found uninjured and in good shape during the rescue operation. According to a report from NBC New York, the Robinson R-44 helicopter carrying the 47-year-old McMahon and another person had gone down in the water approximately half a mile offshore at around 10:25 a.m. So he was riding the Robinson R-44. Sounds like fucking one of Charlotte's clone buddies. You know? Sounds like a fucking Charlotte robot. I am the king of these waters, Charlotte. I am the Robinson R-44. You are nothing but a mere mortal on Smackdown. Live. Sounds like a fucking robot. You ever watch Lost in Space? Danger! Danger, Will Robinson. Danger! Danger, Will Robinson. You know? My mom used to watch fucking Lost in Space all the time, man. I grew up with that shit. She'd make us fucking eggs in the morning, and then she'd go into the living room and fucking watch Lost in Space. Black and white Lost in Space. Jesus Christ. It's a damn good show, though. Very entertaining. Anyway, where the fuck was I, man? Talking about over here, Charlotte. Federal Aviation Administration officials quoted in the report and said that the helicopter's pilot made a Mayday call before the crash landing after which FAA controllers were notified. Both passengers, including WWE on-air personality and the son of Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon. Did you watch the report? The fucking lady, the interviewer was like, are you the son of Vince McMahon? And he was like, yeah. Really? Are you that out of touch, lady? You don't know what Shane McMahon looks like? You don't recognize the last name? How many McMahons do you come across? Fucking asshole. Hit the water after the helicopter crash landed, but they had life vests on. Shane and his companion had life vests on at the time of their rescue. Neither Shane nor his companion were injured. A separate report from ABC 7 New York noted that the helicopter is registered to White Plains, New York, and the company named Awesome Flight. Although the FAA referred to this morning's incident as a crash, or Wednesday morning rather, not this morning, Wednesday morning's incident as a crash, NBC New York pointed out that the Robinson R-44 chopper was not actually submerged as it rested on platoons. The helicopter is designed to land in the water. Now listen to this fucking statistic, and Shane McMahon has got to be a fucking daredevil born and bred, bro, because I know if I read this statistic, if this number came across my fucking timeline, and I seen this, there's no fucking way I'm stepping foot anywhere near this fucking thing. There have been 221 crashes linked to the Robinson R-44 since 1993, with 203 recorded fatalities in connection to these events. Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you riding this thing? For what reason were you there over Gilgo Beach? Yeah, we finished up another mediocre episode of Smackdown Live. Let me take a helicopter ride over fucking Jones Beach. Really? Of all the fucking things you want to do, you want to ride in a fucking death machine? Come on, Shane. We don't need you to fucking lose your life over something stupid, bro. We need you. You know, when Vince McMahon goes, you know, we need some brains behind the operation. So that's the statistic there. I would never, ever, ever even fucking contemplate going in one of these things with numbers like that. No fucking way. I'm sure you guys think the same way. On the heels of this close call, Shane McMahon commented on the near helicopter crash on a Twitter post where he offered to thank the man upstairs, as well as the helicopter pilot and the Marine officials who had helped rescue him and his fellow passenger. You know, there's a lot of people that thought this was nothing but a publicity stunt, either on the flight company or Shane McMahon. I don't know. You know, there's conspiracy theorists out there that are already saying that this is a hoax, or it's nothing but a publicity stunt. Whatever the case may be, the one thing that is the most important out of all this is that Shane McMahon is okay. There's nothing to laugh about when the chopper you're riding in comes close to actually crashing. Some wrestling personalities have chosen their own lighthearted way in wrestling-specific ways to express relief that Shane McMahon is safe. The Young Bucks mentioned Shane McMahon, in a very funny way on Twitter. So did Tommy Dreamer, mentioning his extremely high-risk maneuvers during his in-ring, time, especially with guys like Kurt Angle and, AJ Styles and The Undertaker. You guys know what Shane McMahon is not afraid to do. Steve Blackman, just to name a few. This report from the FAA is still investigating. They're still investigating this report. The circumstances behind the helicopter crash landing, though the Coast Guard official on scene told NBC New York that the chopper may have had some sort of mechanical issue. So, like I said, the one thing that is most important here is that Shane McMahon's okay and that he will return to work on Tuesday following Battleground 2017. And I will be reviewing that right here on the channel. Make sure you guys tune in on Sunday night. Battleground 2017 review and results right here on YouTube.com when the pay-per-view goes off the air. Shane McMahon, glad that he is okay. AJ Styles, the man with the gorgeous, flowing, majestic hair, AJ Styles, has been trying to convince Vince McMahon himself to have a dream match at SummerSlam. For several years, wrestling fans dreamed about the possibility of seeing AJ Styles wrestle in a WWE ring. The WWE Universe was convinced that it would never happen, but AJ Styles has been the company's best hand since debuting at the 2016 Royal Rumble match last year. Over the past year and a half, AJ Styles has been able to fulfill many dream matches that wrestling fans had wondered about well over a decade. However, AJ himself has his own dream opponents and matches he would like to be a part of during his run with the WWE. During a recent guest appearance on the Edge and Christian Pod of Awesomeness, AJ revealed that he's been trying to convince Vince McMahon to bring the rematch between him and Shinsuke Nakamura from Wrestle Kingdom 10 to a WWE pay-per-view in the future. Styles had the following to say about pitching the match to Vince McMahon, and I quote, "Well, not to toot my own horn here, but that was my idea, because I wanted to show Vince that there is something special here, something that people wanted to see. So let's wait until we give it to them, and give them something bigger than you just know, a TV match." It was one of those cold chill moments that I got standing in the middle of the ring looking through a ladder at Nakamura, end quote. Now, as it turns out, the confrontation and brawl between Nakamura and AJ Styles at Money in the Bank this year wasn't just for fun. Clearly, as we all seen that, it wasn't just for fun. We know it's not going to be just for fun. We know WWE is not that stupid. We know that they know there's something here that needs to be done with Nakamura and Styles having a match. We know that. It just really hinders on when it's going to be. When is WWE deciding to have this match? Is it going to be rush at SummerSlam? Or is WWE going to really build towards something special and make it into a WrestleMania moment? That's my deal. That's my situation with this entire thing. It wasn't just for fun. I know that for a fact. The fact that they've been teaming up on SmackDown, the fact that they had that little confrontation at Money in the Bank, we know it's not for fun. We just want WWE to make the right decision. We want it to be built up and made into something special that AJ Styles knows is already there. Now, with the confrontation at Money in the Bank not being for fun, AJ Styles has been working to convince the boss. And I'm not talking about Sasha Banks. I'm talking about the old man. He's trying to convince Vince McMahon to give him a match with Nakamura. With SummerSlam just around the corner, he may get his wish. There are some complications with John Cena now being added to the mix, but having a match between Nakamura and Styles at SummerSlam is a big possibility right now. Shinsuke Nakamura's booking has been slow since his main roster debut after WrestleMania 33. The powers that be are clearly trying to keep him from moving too fast on SmackDown Live, but the WWE Universe has been hoping his path would cross with AJ Styles, especially with both men on the same brand. AJ has been trying to convince Vince to give him the match, but the fans may have done the convincing at Money in the Bank. When Styles and Nakamura locked eyes at Money in the Bank, it was a special moment. A big match between them would be even bigger at SummerSlam or even at WrestleMania. The WWE fans are hopeful it'll happen sooner rather than later, but it seems to be only a matter of time before the match actually happens. WrestleMania is the right stage. I don't want to go into it again. You guys know my feelings on this. I honestly think WWE can book SummerSlam in the same vein that they're already thinking. If they're thinking Nakamura Styles, you can book SummerSlam in the same vein, without really damaging the card. You could include different pieces to the puzzle and make it just as great than what you're already envisioning. You don't need Nakamura and Styles to make it great. I would rather them save it for WrestleMania. I would rather Nakamura win the Royal Rumble. I would rather Nakamura be built up through January, February, March, and then all the way up until April until we see that showdown at WrestleMania. That is the moment. That's the moment I want. In front of 80,000 fucking people in the Superdome. That's what I want. If you guys don't understand how special that is, why would you want to rush that? Why do you want to see that at SummerSlam built up over a mere 4 weeks for the United States Championship? WWE can do anything they want with the United States Championship. They can do anything they want with this title. They don't need to include Nakamura in the mix when you already said and teased John Cena wants a shot at that first out of everybody else. That's the first thing that they came out and said. That's the first thing they even hinted at before Rusev even made his return. Styles and Cena. That's it, So, it is what it is. If we get it, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be a great match. I just think WWE, from a creative standpoint, is dropping the ball if they don't give us Nakamura versus Styles at SummerSlam, at WrestleMania, if they do it at SummerSlam instead. There's not much on the product right now that reeks of special. There's not much on Raw or SmackDown that gives you the feeling of special. Nakamura is a big deal. He might not be a big deal to some people out there, But Nakamura is a big deal. The way he's been built up through NXT. Styles, self-explanatory. I don't have to tell you how big of a deal Styles is. You don't want to waste this special moment on SummerSlam when you can easily do something else at SummerSlam that's just as good. Save this moment, which to me is a WrestleMania moment, for WrestleMania. Because, you know, another thing I'm thinking about is if you have Nakamura remain undefeated, right? If you're going to have Nakamura remain undefeated throughout the year, and you go into the Royal Rumble with Nakamura in the Royal Rumble, someone like that should be considered just by default an odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. If Nakamura's going to go into the Royal Rumble, do you see Nakamura getting eliminated in the Royal Rumble? I don't. He's an odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. To me, it just makes sense. Just based on that little fact alone as well. I'm not sure if you guys were thinking about that. I mean, how stupid would that look? How silly would that look if you have Nakamura remain undefeated all through the year, run through guy left and right on SmackDown Live, and then we get to the Royal Rumble, and he goes into the Royal Rumble and gets eliminated. Not really much logic behind that. You figure that Nakamura's been undefeated. He's easily one of the odds-on favorites. Easily in the top 1 or 2 to walk out of the Royal Rumble, you know, pointing at the WrestleMania sign. That's what I think should happen. But who the fuck am I? What the fuck do I know? You know, I'm over here bitching on end how I don't want to see this dream match yet. And people probably think I'm fucking crazy. But it's a WrestleMania moment. You have 2 men right now on the roster that can deliver you a WrestleMania moment. Why you want to waste a WrestleMania moment? Hasn't WWE done that enough this year? They wasted WrestleMania moments left and right before we actually got to WrestleMania. So why do you want to do it again? Why do you want to waste that moment on nothing? Book SummerSlam with other pieces. You can do so. You got enough roster to do so. Save it for New Orleans. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a running topic throughout the rest of the year. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it yet. In fact, I don't even think Styles should be the U.S. champion. I would never took the title off Kevin Owens. To me, and I don't know who agrees with me out there, I honestly think it fucks up the entire flow of SummerSlam. Having Styles the U.S. champion fucks up the entire flow of what could have been a great SummerSlam on the Blue brand. That's just coming from me. That's just how I feel. Not sure if anybody else feels the same way, but let me know what you guys are thinking about that. AJ Styles looking to convince the old man, Vince McMahon, to have the dream match with Nakamura at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle's storyline will be lengthy. Big plans for Chad Gable on SmackDown Live. What does Vince McMahon think of the big reveal? When did Jason Jordan find out about when he was going to be revealed as Kurt Angle's illegitimate son? What does Stone Cold Steve Austin think about the entire deal? We're going to talk about all that. I just want to make sure you guys are well aware before we get into the remainder of this podcast. Pro Wrestling Tees and Barbershop Window are still offering everybody 20% off my entire online shop. All you got to do is go to barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Enter the coupon code JD17 at checkout, and you are on your way to saving some big money for my t-shirts and my online shop, man. We just talked about Nakamura and SummerSlam. Get your t-shirts before SummerSlam. Get your Roman Reigns t-shirt. Get off my TV. Big Show, get off my TV. Dana Brooke, get off my TV. JD's Negan and the Get Off My TV Hit List t-shirt. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Use coupon code JD17 at checkout and get your shirts before we see Styles versus Nakamura this year for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, and the storyline will be lengthy. Big plans ahead for Chad Gable on SmackDown Live. Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin has learned the saga between Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle will be a central storyline on Raw over the next few months. However, his tag team partner won't be switching brands at all. Sources with direct knowledge tell Pro Wrestling Sheet Jordan is set for a solid mid-card level push following the reveal on Raw this week, in which Angle announced that Jason is his son, and his relationship with Kurt Angle will grow as the Olympic athlete tries to be a father figure for Jason Jordan. As for Jordan's tag team partner, or now ex-tag team partner in American Alpha, it appears to be done for good. Now, they are told that there aren't any immediate plans to bring Chad Gable over to Monday Night Raw. So one of my ideas about having American Alpha on Raw and being paired with Kurt Angle as a duo in light of this storyline is nixed. Ryan Satin, Pro Wrestling Sheet, that said that there are no plans to bring Chad Gable over to Monday Night Raw. American Alpha are no more, and you can thank a Maury Povich level segment on Monday Night Raw for the breakup. It's funny because I use that same terminology in my Monday Night Raw review. When Kurt Angle announced Jason Jordan was his son and the newest addition to Raw, it was the proverbial kill shot to American Alpha's run as a team. Chad Gable got to have a sit-down interview segment with Renee Young on Smackdown Live this week, and that's not a bad spot to be in. Those segments are usually reserved for guys who are involved in serious storylines. So if you are wondering why WWE bestowed this kind of honor onto Chad Gable, then there might be pretty good reason. Cage Side Seats reports that WWE has big plans to push Chad Gable in the next few weeks, with Jason Jordan reportedly receiving the same kind of push over on Raw. We really couldn't be happier for the former NXT and SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It would have been nice to see WWE use them as a team more effectively, but both of these guys can go, and singles careers for both of them might just work. WWE officials were reportedly impressed with Chad Gable's recent singles matches with both AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, so that's a good feather in his cap as well. If you remember back in NXT, Jason Jordan had been around a long time and was underutilized until Chad Gable joined him to form American Alpha. The two premier talents started to impress from there and had a great run together. Imagine how amazing a match between the two could eventually be. That was one of my proposed storylines. That was one of my proposed ideas when we discussed this on Monday Night Raw Review. If you missed the Raw Review and you want to hear my full thoughts and opinions on that, link will be in the annotation within this video. One of my proposed ideas would be Jason Jordan coming out and going through with this for a couple of months. And then after a couple of months, it will be revealed that Jason Jordan faked the entire thing. That he only did it to get the spotlight. He only did it to work alongside Kurt Angle, but it would be revealed in a Jerry Springer, Maury Povich type juicy storyline that you would see on one of those stupid talk shows. That Chad Gable is actually indeed the son of Kurt Angle, and that Jason Jordan only used this to better his career and further his life. So a heel turn for Jason Jordan would be in the works. He would then turn on his father, Kurt Angle, or not father Kurt Angle. Chad Gable will then come to the rescue. We can have Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle possibly in a wrestling match. It could lead to Jason Jordan and Chad Gable wrestling each other one-on-one. Something along those lines. You know, I also pitched the idea of Kurt Angle possibly treating Jason Jordan better than everybody else on Monday Night Raw, being now that he has his son on the same brand that he is coincidentally the general manager of. So obviously with his son being on the show and him being the general manager, you know, little perks here and there could be coming Jason Jordan's way. Title shot granted after not really doing much of anything, being pushed to the top of the card without really earning it, right? That could lead to Stephanie McMahon coming back to Monday Night Raw. That could lead to Triple H coming back to Monday Night Raw. That could really lead them to step in here and bring the authority back and kind of take control of a Monday Night Raw. It could lead to Kurt Angle being terminated, something along those lines. I don't want to go that route because I don't want Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw. I might have to go back and go to Sam's Club and buy extra bundles of bleach if that's the case. Don't want Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw. It's better without her. I don't want the authority back on Monday Night Raw. The authority brings with it everything that was wrong with Monday Night Raw. We don't want that. But those are some proposed ideas for this Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle storyline. But I am actually more interested in what they're going to do with Chad Gable on SmackDown. Chad Gable, to me, is more of my type of wrestler. I prefer his size. I think Chad Gable, with what he did with AJ Styles was absolutely fucking fantastic for the 8 minutes that they went a couple of weeks back on SmackDown Live. That shows real promise right there. And AJ Styles, if you guys remember, he gave him his the nod of respect. Like, listen, you did good here, and we'll be doing this again sometime soon. I'm more interested to see what they do with Chad Gable on SmackDown. Hopefully that would lead to a United States Championship run for Chad Gable. I think that would be a perfect position for him on SmackDown Live. Now, Vince McMahon was said to be very happy about how the big reveal and the angle came across on TV this past Monday. And the company was happy with the social media reaction. Like I mentioned before, the company was hoping for a big rating. I mentioned this on Monday night. The Kurt Angle Jason Jordan segment was strategically placed in the third hour so that viewers had to stay tuned in. The feeling is that if viewers stayed tuned in for that segment, then they would have stayed tuned for the main event. So Vince McMahon was very happy with how it came across on television. They liked the social media reaction to it. There was hashtags going all over the place, and WWE loves their hashtags all across Twitter and Instagram. Speaking of Jason Jordan, this goes to show you how WWE is just really lazy, and the lack of long-term planning is non-existent in WWE. This is a storyline that everybody's been talking about. This is a storyline that's been played out over the last month, with Kurt Angle and Corey Graves being the focus of this storyline, and then obviously with Jason Jordan being revealed as Kurt Angle's son. Now, before the announcement, fans were heavily speculating on what the angle could be, what Angle's big secret could be. There were many wild theories ranging from Stephanie to Dixie Carter to Eric Bischoff coming out on his podcast pretty much saying that, listen, it's going to be Dixie Carter. I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he revealed that it was going to be Dixie Carter. Obviously, that was not the case. So Jason Jordan was revealed, but when did Jason Jordan himself find out about when he would be part of such a big storyline? According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Jason Jordan found out about the storyline with Kurt Angle last week. There had also been some previous indications a few weeks ago that American Alpha was going to get a new storyline on Smackdown Live. As we know, this was scrapped, and the team has officially split up. If this is accurate, and Jordan did find out last week, did WWE change their original plans for this big reveal? Or is it possible that they simply waited until the time was right to share the news with Jason Jordan? Now, we don't know. We don't have any definitive reports or information coming out of that. It could be either one of those things. I don't want to jump down WWE's throat for the lack of long-term planning, but being that WWE is notorious for doing rush, not planning long-term, I would not be in the wrong to blame them for the lack of long-term planning here. So if they told Jason Jordan a week before this thing was announced, I don't think WWE had any idea they wanted Jason Jordan to be part of this angle. I don't think WWE had any idea who they wanted to be part of this angle, period. And I'm not wrong in that assessment because I'm going off based on historical facts. WWE doesn't give me any reason to put faith in them. So why would I say, yeah, WWE was just waiting for the right time to share the news with Jason Jordan and they wanted everything to work out. They wanted all the kinks to be worked out. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We know how this company operates. You and I both know how this company operates. Don't give me that shit. You know what this company's about. You know the previous history with this company and the lack of long-term storytelling. Give me a break. They didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do until they revealed this thing to Jason Jordan. It was a fucking huge question mark. Then they decided, yep, let's make it Jason Jordan, and let's do what we got to do. And then they wrote everything that they needed to that week going into Monday Night Raw. The storyline has plenty of possibilities moving forward. According to a recent report, the storyline will have long-term planning, and one of the main focuses of Raw will be this storyline over the next few months. Again, I don't really put any faith in WWE whatsoever with this storyline, but I'm gonna wait and see. I want to see how it plays out. Like I said, I think what WWE needs here is not to build Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle and the dynamic between the two with comedy, with funny skits, right? I want this to be a serious thing. I want there to be some juiciness. I want there to be some controversy in this thing. That's what's really going to get this to the next level. If they're just going to have the reveal, which fell flat, it felt so underwhelming to me on Monday Night Raw, but that might have been because they were coming from Tennessee. But still, it felt flat. I don't know what people's reactions to this are going to be. We're going to find out when Jason Jordan comes out on Monday night and Kurt Angle comes out on Monday night. You know, now that people had a week to sit on it and had it marinate over the week, you know, how are people's reactions going to be? What are they thinking about this storyline? I can tell you what Steve Austin thinks of this Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan storyline and where he actually thinks this is going to go. Stone Cold Steve Austin recently dropped a new episode of his podcast, The Steve Austin Show. During this episode, him and Wade Keller of Pro Wrestling Torch broke down the recent reveal that Jason Jordan is the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. This has made headlines over the past few days in the wrestling world. Austin acknowledges that there has been a bit of negative response so far to the storyline, but he likes that WWE's taking chances and shooting a big angle. This is what Austin had to say, and I quote, "I like the fact that they are shooting a hell of a big angle. They got a lot of negative response, but hey man, it was a big time response seemingly from everybody." Austin also spoke on the future of Jason Jordan, and I quote, "Big time angle, lot of rub for the kid. He's a good looking guy. Read about him when I was coming over here to talk to you on the podcast. Outstanding credentials as an amateur. Could possibly have a bright future ahead of him, and if done right, and if this is done off the back of this angle, more power to the kid. Good luck to him." What he thinks the storyline could be heading towards, and I quote, "Is this leading towards a betrayal of Kurt's trust, or somebody trying to set him up to oust him from his position? And will it result in Kurt Angle returning to the ring to wrestle at a big-time pay-per-view?" I love the betrayal of Kurt's trust. That was the first original thing that I had pitched on Monday Night Raw review. Betrayal of Kurt's trust. I think this is what the storyline needs. It needs that controversy. It needs that juiciness factor. That Maury Povich, Jerry Springer-like fucking, you know what? It needs that big angle. You know, it needs that big angle within the big angle. We had the reveal. Now we need the fucking hook, line, and sinker. The betrayal, I think, is the best way to go about this. It will probably lead to a result, or it will probably result in Kurt Angle's returning to the ring as well at a WrestleMania. Clearly, it's not happening at SummerSlam. It's too soon to happen at SummerSlam. But if Kurt Angle's returning to the ring, it will be at WrestleMania 34. So that is what Stone Cold Steve Austin thinks of the storyline with Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan. I'm willing to give it a chance. I really am. I do commend WWE on doing something different. It's just very difficult for me to sit here and have any faith in WWE because of past history and past experiences with big-time storyline. Is it going to have a proper payoff? We don't know. Given WWE's track record, probably not. Probably not. Everything seems to just fucking die and fade away, and then WWE just fucking ends it sooner than it should because there's no long-term planning. Will this be Kurt Angle's return to the ring? Possibly. That's something I'm interested in seeing. That's something I want to see personally. As long as it doesn't lead to Stephanie McMahon and Kurt Angle and fucking bickering over a power position on Monday Night Raw has been done to fucking nauseum every single year. Enough of this shit already. I would love to see Jason Jordan be the one to say, you know what, I'm not really your son. I lied and made up the whole fucking thing. I lied up and made up the whole thing. There was no other woman. You know, this is all bullshit. Something along those lines. Betrayal of Kurt's trust, I think, would be the best way to build sympathy for Kurt Angle and make Jason Jordan really stand out to the WWE universe. That's just me. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think about all that. What are you thinking about the big angle? Are you excited for the big angle? And are you excited to see where it goes? And do you agree on my sentiments of there being that big Maury Povich, Jerry Springer-like deal in this angle? What do you think about Stone Cold's reaction and comments based on this angle as well? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of this video. Emma is not thrilled with her spot on the main roster. Why the fuck would she? She's on Monday Night Raw with Emma. The reason why we don't push Emma is because she don't like wood, and she's a fan of what? Is that true? She's a fan of Nakamura. Oh, now you know why she's not pushed. She's got to be a fan of Roman Reigns. Emma's not thrilled with her spot on the roster. No shit, she's on Monday Night Raw. Why the fuck would she be thrilled? She wishes she's back in NXT, for sure, I know that. Despite being healthy, she hasn't been used on TV much at all in recent weeks. It hasn't been a good year for her at all. On Twitter, she noted that last night was her 5th anniversary, or this past Monday was her 5th anniversary with the company, and she was sitting backstage in catering, munching on some fucking organic potato chips delivered by Titus Catering worldwide. Sitting backstage while watching the other woman work on Monday Night Raw. It could be a while before she's featured in a central storyline again, because it does not look like she's to figure into any plans for SummerSlam. Last week, she lost to Mickie James on WWE Main Event. You know, WWE, people come to your company to, wrestle. People come to WWE to wrestle and make money and want to get their brand and their character out there in hopes to sell more merchandise and in hopes to build a profile and credentials for themselves. If you don't see the talent in Emma, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I really don't. How do you not see the talent in Emma? You know, I constantly make reference to this. I don't know, what was it? Takeover London? The United Kingdom takeover that they did. The opening match to that was Asuka versus Emma. You want to go back and see how valuable Emma is to the women's division and how great she was with Asuka? That's all you got to do. Go back and watch that match. It's the opening match on that show. If you can't find the value in Emma for a women's division in WWE, then clearly somebody's doing something wrong. Clearly somebody's doing something wrong. Take off the fucking rose-colored glasses. Take off the fucking Sasha blinders and the Alexa blinders. You fucking damage Bayley enough as it is, right? You got Emma sitting there wanting to fucking wrestle. Healthy as can be. You got a woman, a female here, that probably could out-wrestle anybody on the fucking roster and do it with a fucking huge smile on her face, and you don't want to use her. You don't want to use her. I pitched the idea of Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. One-on-one. No triple threat. No fatal four-way clowns at SummerSlam. Sasha Banks wins the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. She has one more match with Alexa because, you know, WWE's got to throw in those rematch clauses. One more match at, what's the next pay-per-view? Night of Champions, I believe. Or whatever the fucking pay-per-view is for September. I don't even know anymore. So many fucking pay-per-views, I don't even give a shit anymore. The September pay-per-view, which is the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Have a rematch again. And then Sasha retains the title. Alexa is moved out of the title picture. Nia can move on in. You're going to have Sasha versus Nia, because Nia's been waiting patiently. I think Nia deserves a shot. Nia deserves her spot in the sunshine. And then after Sasha beats Nia in a quick little feud, I would love to see Evil Emma. You know? Evil Emma. And get back to what you were doing in NXT. You want to use Dana Brooke in a fucking role that isn't wrestling? She did it perfectly down in NXT. I didn't mind Dana Brooke in NXT. To believe it or not, I didn't mind Dana Brooke in NXT when she was a valet, a fucking, a partner, a buddy of Emma. She played that role very nicely. You know why? It's because I didn't have to see her fucking move in the ring. She was just there. She was a nice compliment to Emma. If you can get back to that, if you can get back to what made that special and made that good, and you build that, and you build a feud between Emma and Sasha, I think that's great. I think that's great. I think that would be a great way to close out 2017 for Sasha Banks. She'll obviously overcome the odds. It'll add a little bit more credibility to Sasha Banks' character, right? Get everybody like, oh my god, yeah, Sasha Banks overcame all the odds, and then boom. Boom, the fucking heel turn. The heel turn at the start of 2018, the betrayal of Bayley, stabbing Bayley in the back, Sasha Banks getting back and reverting back to that fucking bitch-like heel that we seen in NXT, where she was taking the fucking, the curls, or the crown, or whatever the fuck Izzy was wearing in the crowd. You know, that little Bayley girl that sits in NXT's crowds all the time when Bayley was down there. What's her name? Izzy? She fucking made Izzy cry in front of her parents. That's the Sasha we need, bro. That's the Sasha we need. That's the Sasha I want to fucking rear its beautiful head against Bayley. And you take that and you build that over the months of January, February, March, right into April, and you have Bayley just fucking overcome these odds. And throughout the months and the weeks, you just start seeing Bayley come into her own as a character. You start seeing Bayley come into her own as a strong woman, as a strong, role model to everybody. You start seeing her get angry and aggressive, right? Because Sasha Banks turned her back on her. And then that all eventually leads to Bayley finally getting the rematch that we all wanted to see, with Sasha being heel, Bayley being babyface for the Women's Championship. And it's a take on what happened in Brooklyn. Bayley wins the WWE Women's Championship in a spectacular match at WrestleMania. Crowd goes crazy because they're all fully behind Bayley. Bayley will be built up again after a fucking disastrous 2017. Sasha can go on to remain being the biggest heel in the women's division. I think that's the best way to go about it, bro. I think that's the best way to go about it. But Emma, it's a fucking crime that you are not using Emma on Monday Night Raw. Before we move on here, guys, we got Ryback. Speaking of the women, Ryback saying women wrestlers need to play up their sexiness. We're going to get into this and this story because Ryback's a fucking goon. But what I want you guys to play up is Audible. Audible is compatible with iPhone and Android devices. All you got to do is download the app. And as soon as you do that, I want you guys to go. If you are a new listener of this show, if you guys are listening to Off the Script and you are a new listener of the show, I want you to use my unique link, man, audibletrial.com. Boot up your phone, and you're going to play a free audio book delivered right to your device, courtesy of the fine people over at Audible who have sponsored this podcast since 2017 January, man. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for all the support on Audible. They're giving you guys 30 days free to try their service out with one free audio book of your choice. A lot of wrestling-related content. Justin Roberts' new book is out, and Justin Roberts has been making the rounds, man. He's been interviewed by Solomonster. He's been interviewed by Justin LaBar. If you guys want an in-depth look about how political and how bullshit behind-the-scenes WWE is with Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn through the eyes of Justin Roberts, that is available for download right now on Audible. You can use my link to get it for free. If you don't want that, you guys got a ton of other books, over 180,000 books to choose from. Not wrestling, so you guys can choose whatever the hell you want, man. But there is a lot of wrestling-related content on there for you to choose from. So you can go to audibletrial.com/offthescript, enter the appropriate information, get your free audiobook, and start listening to some damn good shit today, courtesy of Off the Script. Ryback, the fucking goon that he is. He's digging his fucking podcast deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole. Ryback jokes that women can't climb ladders, says women wrestlers need to play up their sexiness. It's funny, Ryback, you're telling the women to play up their sexiness. Why don't you actually get some wrestling skill and then actually use that in the ring? Play up your wrestling skills in the ring, bro. You're telling the women to fucking be sexy in the ring, right? Why don't you play up your wrestling skills in the ring, bro? You fucking idiot. Play up their sexiness. I don't know what the fuck you're looking at. You know, I don't know what women you go after. You probably go after fucking behemoths. Fucking Al Bundy-like, you know, shoe store women who come in fucking looking for fucking size 14 shoes. Fucking clown. Play up their sexiness. What straight male on this planet will look at a Sasha Banks or an Alexa Bliss or even a Bayley, right? Or a Naomi or a Mickie James or an Emma? Who else is on SmackDown Live? Alana, right? Becky? What straight male is going to look at these women and not think that they're sexy? They're sexy just by them being in the ring. They're sexy regardless. They don't need to play up sexiness. See, this is what's wrong with the fucking product. This mentality. This mentality is what's wrong with the product. Wait till you see the fucking story I got after this one. And that's a Vince McMahon directive. Ryback jokes that the women can't climb ladders. Says women wrestlers need to play up their sexiness. Former WWE superstar Ryback is getting some heat on social media over comments made on his podcast about the women in WWE. The comments were posted on a fan Twitter account. This is what I've always said about the women and what they're lacking today. They need to play up their sexiness. The women, they did a body slam and whatever they got on the rope shaking their ass. If a girl did that today, she would be the most over diva on the roster. That's why I always liked Melina doing the splits. Melina was hot. Melina was hot, man. That entrance was no female in WWE since Melina's been there. No woman has come close to that entrance. I'm just gonna let that be known right now. This is what makes women different than the men. Because women can do all the moves. Not as good as the guys. And he laughs. They can't climb ladders, and we'll talk about that. It's a joke, guys. That's the one thing that they have got over the men, is that sexuality. That the men can sit there and tell their wives, no, I'm just watching wrestling, hun. and then comes out, and that comes out, and they get away watching it like they should play up to that. They could still do all of the wrestling stuff, but just throw some sexiness in there. Billy Bob watching in the middle of Bumsfuckingville, Arkansas. That's what he wants to see. He doesn't want to see a 10 fucking star headlock takeover. End quote. This guy's a fucking idiot. This is exactly what he said. Billy Bob watching in the middle of Bumsfuckingville, Arkansas. That's what he wants to see. He doesn't want to see a 10-star fucking headlock. Oh my God, man. Ryback burying his fucking podcast even more with sheer stupidity. Ryback added, they could all subtly do these things. They're all beautiful girls. I'm not saying that they have to go out there and shake their ass on the top rope. Just play up their sexuality a little bit more. It's very subtle. It makes all the difference for that casual viewer. Ryback's co-host, Pat Buck, said that Trish Stratus used to do the same thing, and she would bend over with her gimmicks hanging out and her hands on her knees, and she did that for a reason. So people could see her cleavage, Ryback added. It's not sexist. That's what most men and women were put on this earth to reproduce and be sexually attracted to each other. The women check out the guys all the time. Yeah, but Trish was in the Divas era. This is not really what the women want to really focus on. You know, the women nowadays, yeah, they needed to do that, but that was a priority over the wrestling back in the day. What Trish was doing, that was a priority over the wrestling during that era. Now, the women, you look at the women in the WWE now with Raw and SmackDown and NXT, and with the Mae Young Classic coming up, they are sexy just by themselves. They don't need to, go that extra mile and do that. Sexiness comes from other aspects now. You don't need to fucking bend over and show your ass. You don't need to bend over and show your tits. The way I see it now is if I see a beautiful woman, I see a beautiful woman. I don't want to see her fucking bending over half naked like Sable was doing back in the day. No, we don't need that. It's a different time and age. What Ryback doesn't understand is that the women nowadays, they have their own sex appeal. The sex appeal is, doing the same thing that the men are doing. The sex appeal is being equal to what the men are doing. The sex appeal is being an attractive woman, a powerful woman in the age, in a business that a man is most dominant in. She's there doing the same fucking thing, getting the same opportunities and the same fucking chances that the men are getting, but she's a fucking beautiful looking woman. You don't need to go that extra mile. Women like Sasha Banks, Becky, Alexa Bliss, and Peyton Royce and some sense Asuka. People like Asuka. People think Asuka's very attractive. Ember Moon, right? Billie Kay, Liv Morgan. They don't need to go out there and fucking bend over and show their tits and their ass. We look at them and we automatically think, wow, I love what these women are doing. I love the new direction of the women, but they're beautiful while doing it. Simple as that. Ryback's a fucking idiot. Ryback's mind is during the Attitude Era. That does not need to happen right now. WWE has moved away from that for a reason. They don't want anything to do with that anymore. So I don't see where this mentality is coming from at all. Things got creepy later on. Buck said that the males will pretend that they are watching female wrestling from a point of view of action. Ryback interrupted and said, Dave Meltzer is critiquing on the technical side for 5 stars, but he's also jerking off while he's trying to rate it 5 stars. Buck continued, no, motherfucker, you guys just want to smell these girls' socks. Stop pretending. Buck said he thinks it's great that the women's evolution is an awesome thing, but I like when the women are women too. Just a little bit, and then get back to the fucking fake fighting. This podcast has automatically fucking hit the bottom of the barrel. Bullshit, shitty fucking podcast. Everything that I just read you there is absolutely fucking sickening. Absolutely fucking sickening. These guys shouldn't even have a fucking podcast. Period. They shouldn't even be contracted to anybody. I think all those supplements that Ryback's been fucking promoting has gone to his fucking brain. It's made him more retarded than the last time I seen him. I would like Ryback and Buck to explain why women wrestling segments are constantly among the highest rated women's segments on many weeks. So if it was so fucking terrible, Buck and Ryback, why did WWE main event Raw, SmackDown, and NXT with 3 women's matches just a couple weeks ago? Back to back to back. If nobody wants to watch it. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Ryback and Buck are going to probably critique the Mae Young Classic. I'm very interested to see what they say about that. And the women typically will get the best reaction when they are given the time to work and put on great matches. True. I remember, and I wasn't a fan of what Sasha and Charlotte did. I was not. I was one who was vocally against it. But there was a match on Monday Night Raw where it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. That crowd went fucking crazy for that shit. They went fucking crazy for that fucking title win. Seriously. And that's all you need. People nowadays, they think and know already that Sasha and other women like that are sexy in itself. But they also want to see wrestling. I think people would be more impressed with the way women wrestle and the way women are portrayed as equal to men than them just coming out and showing their fucking tits and being half naked. I don't want to see that. I've longed for WWE to move away from that. That's embarrassing. As a wrestling fan, that's embarrassing to watch. I hated that. Women's wrestling to me was dead. It was non-existent. It was fucking get up, go to the refrigerator, go take out the trash, go take a shit, go take a shower until the fucking segment was over. Now, you know, it's not, well, whatever Monday Night Raw is doing now, whatever Smackdown is doing now, really not really that creative. Not really all that entertaining. But at least the women now are up front and they're being put in serious programs and more focus is being put on the women to the point where I don't get up and watch something else, or I don't get up and go to the refrigerator. I don't go out and take the trash. I don't go up and start cleaning the house during a segment I don't care about. I watch. I care about what they're doing, especially when my favorites are on TV. So this fucking bullshit from Ryback, this is fucking sickening. Absolutely fucking sickening. This guy shouldn't even be on the air. He shouldn't have a microphone in front of him. He's a fucking idiot. Clear as day, this guy has proved to everybody that he is nothing but a sick motherfucker. He hasn't got a fucking clue as to what is going on. There's a reason why he was a failure as a wrestler, and this is the reason why. And now he's failing at getting across a fucking podcast that should be used to critique in a professional way. You are a former pro wrestler for WWE. You should use that outlet and use your fucking credibility for good. Meanwhile, you fucking, look at what you just said here. Look at what you said here. Dave Meltzer's jerking off while trying to give a 5-star match to Charlotte and Sasha Banks or any of the women. You know? Bullshit. You want to smell these girls' socks? Stop pretending. You know? Give me a break. Fucking disgusting comments, man. Ryback and his co-host, Pat Buck. Complete fucking degenerate garbage, man. Absolutely disgusting. WWE officials, speaking of the women, WWE officials were sexist. Sexist towards Mae Young Classic competitors. Over the last decade, wrestling as an art form has evolved significantly. The superstars are now competing at a much more physical and mentally challenging rate than those that came before them. Somehow, though, the old mentality still not only exists, but persists in the wrestling domain. The Parade of Champions showcased the 32 competitors involved in the first ever Mae Young Classic. Now, I had made mention of this, that I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the presentation of the Parade of Champions. It was where the participants being announced over the past month or so and mentioned, who was going to be in the tournament. And we seen Jim Ross and Lita for the first time working together with the Mae Young Classic and how that's going to sound. Sounded okay. A little rocky, but I have hopes that it'll come out good. And it was highly recommended to watch by several people. And the parade let us know who was going to be in the tournament. It gave us a glimpse of the characters that these women are going to be portraying. It gave you that overall Cruiserweight Classic feel in Full Sail University. It was very, very nice. Very, very nicely done. It is being reported by Wrestling Inc. and the Wrestling Observer newsletter that several WWE officials were sexist to many of the participants in the Mae Young tournament. WWE officials were unhappy with what WWE officials are unhappy right now because of how the women looked in this tournament. That all the women in WWE have to be hot and sexy. These officials reportedly said that many of the women in the tournament don't fit the WWE mold, which is to them someone that is not good looking. They didn't think the women are good looking. Please do bear in mind that the opinions and mentality of some of these people don't define the entire WWE brand or the opinions of everyone. There are people like Triple H who has encouraged the women's revolution and has been a key figure in gathering participants for the tournament. It is unknown if the talent competing in the tournament were told about the opinions of those who didn't agree with the certain women being in the tournament, but obviously this is not the case. The women in the tournament will ultimately speak out against this, and I will keep you updated on if this situation continues. This is bullshit. You want to know why WWE is failing? You want to know why WWE fucking sucks weeks? On most weeks in and week in and week out? This is the fucking mentality of the fucking people working for the company. They're not good looking. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if they're good looking or not? I don't give a fuck if you look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I don't care. Get in the ring and wrestle. Give me the best that you got. Wrestling isn't about looks. It's not about looks. It's about who is the best at your craft. In the ropes. In between those ropes. In the ring. Fucking stupid. This is the reason why WWE is fucking garbage. This mentality exists at the top. And nothing will change unless the cancer is removed. Why, who was it? Piper Niven, I think her name was, right? She's this large girl. Who gives a shit if she's large? Who cares? If she can wrestle, I don't give a fuck how big she is. If she can give me an exciting match where I can come on here and review the fucking thing and give you a thumbs up, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Not every woman's gonna be your cup of coffee that steps in between those ropes. It should not be based, nothing should be based off of looks and how someone looks at all. This is the mentality of the fucking people running this company. If you took that assumption and you took that mentality and applied it elsewhere in life, just imagine that these people's standards are this high. Imagine being that way in finding a partner. That you don't want nobody but a perfect 10. You'll be alone forever. You'll be alone forever. Then what do you got? You got this fucking perfect model-looking wife, girlfriend, and she sucks in bed. She's fucking bored out of her mind every time you look at her. Nothing in common. No qualities that even stand out. Conversations dull and boring. You guys have absolutely nothing in fucking common whatsoever to talk about. That's what you want? That's what you want? I'd rather have an okay-looking girl that I can have a fucking good time with and fucking spend my time with and be happy with and smile with and fucking have fun with. You know? Someone who's intelligent, who can keep me on my toes, someone to have a decent conversation with. Imagine that. They're applying their fucking, unless you're a perfect 10, unless you're a fucking Victoria's Secret model, you can't be in the Mae Young Classic. Or unless you're a Victoria's Secret model, I can't look at you. I don't want you as my partner. I don't want you as my girlfriend. You're ugly. Are you fucking kidding me? The best thing about finding someone is to find someone who is not perfect and that makes you better. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. If you can accept someone's flaws and they can accept your flaws too, because we all have fucking flaws, that's the kind of person you want. The person who accepts you for who you are. The person you find to be fucking beautiful inside and out, and that accepts you for the flaws that you have, and the stupid silly shit that you do, your cheesy comedy, your fucking hokey jokes, right? That's the kind of person you want. You want this fucking beautiful supermodel, and that's all you got. You got fucking exterior looks, thumbs up, perfect 10. Meanwhile, you got nothing on the inside. You got absolutely nothing on the inside. Absolutely fucking dead on the inside. I hate that fucking mentality, man. I really do. I really do. That's a young teenager's mentality. Bullshit. Absolutely fucking bullshit. WWE needs to get rid of these fucking people. Whoever made comments, whoever uttered comments like that, absolutely got to get the fuck out of the company. I don't want these people watching the Mae Young Classic. They don't know how important the Mae Young Classic is. They don't know how important Triple H and Stephanie McMahon have been working around the fucking clock to make this women's revolution, this women's fucking division, this women's fucking force in WWE something to fucking believe in. They want to change the game. And people like this have this old school mentality, well, if you're not a fucking Trish Stratus, if you're not a fucking supermodel, right, then we can't have you. Yeah, because all we fucking want is Kelly in the fucking Mae Young Classic, right? We want people like fucking Kelly who couldn't fucking even spell her fucking name in the Mae Young Classic. Yeah, that's exactly what I want, right? You fucking goons. Absolutely fucking sickening. WWE officials sexist towards the Mae Young Classic competitors. These fucking people have got to fucking go. Speaking of the Mae Young Classic, WWE is planning on signing a lot of the Mae Young Classic participants. The Mae Young Classic is going to be a pretty big deal if WWE has anything to do with it. The 32 women tournament will showcase the abilities of some of the world's premier female talent, but it turns out WWE might want more from some of these ladies than a simple tournament appearance. Although some women in the Mae Young Classic have already signed a WWE contract, many of them are working on open deals that only include this tournament. However, with the response WWE is receiving from these ladies, it's hard to imagine that WWE would want to let some of them go at this point. Brian Alvarez noted on Wrestling Observer Live that the word is, he's heard from sources in WWE, and WWE would imply that they are looking to sign a lot of these women to actual contracts. Whether they sign them to NXT contracts or full-fledged WWE deals is unknown at this time, but it's very likely we could see these women, a lot of these women, mixed in with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It was reported WWE doesn't want to sign all 32 women, but Alvarez hinted that WWE could be signing up to 10 of the competitors in the Mae Young Classic. The attitude backstage was very impressive, and apparently some of these ladies coming in looking for brass rings to grab, many of them did just that with the tapings concluding for the Mae Young Classic. I think a lot of these women are going to go down to NXT. I think you're going to see Billie Kay and Peyton Royce be promoted to the main roster. I think Asuka's going to be promoted to the main roster. I think Kairi Sane is going to be the new leader of the Women's Revolution down in NXT, along with Ember Moon. I think a lot of those women from the Mae Young Classic are going to be signed and placed in NXT. We're going to replenish the main roster with, like I said, Asuka, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. Work on it from there. Month by month by month, you'll start to see another woman added here and there. It's going to be a nice flow of women. WWE is going to do very good with the women's division, with the Mae Young Classic. And the Mae Young Classic hopefully is just a beginning for the WWE with this tournament-based structure that they have on the WWE Network. I can't wait to see what is going on with WWE next year and the tournaments. I'd love to see a tag team tournament being completed or put together at least for next summer so that WWE can replenish the tag team division in WWE. Finally, guys, we're going to end on this. Before I end on this final story, which is Ronda Rousey's status with WWE. Sasha Banks hints at leaving in 2 years. We discussed this already on Off the Script Extra. I want to thank everybody for showing love to the podcast, man. Great way to support the show is through patreon.com/JDFromNY206. As little as $1 a month goes a long way. Thank you to everybody that pledged this week, man. You guys are fucking beast all over the world. I had somebody from Greece actually pledged to the Patreon account this week, man. Unbelievable stuff. If you guys want to support, patreon.com/JDFromNY206. As little as $1 a month goes a long way. We have over 80,000 fucking people listening to this show every single weekend. If everybody chips in $1 a month, man, we will say fuck you to YouTube and their bullshit. But if you guys want to pledge $3 or more, you guys get Off the Script Retro. You guys get all other perks, which include Off the Script Early, Extra every single weekend, exclusive rights to my Discord chat. That comes with $1 and the $3. So if you guys are pledging $3, you're going to get that Off the Script Retro. Also, if you guys pledge $5, you're going to get everything that I just previously mentioned, plus the audio, visual version of the upcoming podcast from Joe Cronin Show and I, Beer Goons, which will be a Patreon exclusive. For all the information, patreon.com/JDFromNY206. Thank you guys so very much. And at the end of every weekend show, you guys are going to get shout-outs. All new pledges, all new Patreons for the week get shout-outs right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much. Ronda Rousey's WWE status. Ronda Rousey showed up at the Mae Young Classic. She was there. She was photographed with Triple H right before the tournament took place. When Ronda Rousey showed up at the Mae Young Classic, it caused a lot of commotion with the fans. The moment when her people had words with WWE's incarnation of the Four Horsewomen was pretty intense too. Brian Alvarez recently spoke about Ronda Rousey's status with WWE on an episode of Wrestling Observer Live. Long story short, if you're excited about Ronda getting in a WWE ring for real, don't get your hopes up. So he goes on to say, and I quote, Ronda Rousey was in fact in the front row of the Mae Young Classic. Shayna Baszler, one of the 4 horsewomen, is in the tournament, and they had Ronda there for the first night. I believe she was there for the second night. I know that they've apparently worked something out where she's going to be there more often for these. I don't know what that means. I don't think they're going to sign her to like an active participant contract in the women's division. Could they get Ronda Rousey for one match? Sure. They offer her enough money, UFC says okay, and she's up with it, then yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they'd love it. I'm not sure it's going to happen though, says Alvarez. So that's the latest on Ronda Rousey. I think people need to just calm down with Ronda Rousey wrestling for now. I don't know if she's still contracted to the UFC. I don't know if she's retired from the UFC. Some of you UFC elitists out there, some of you UFC buffs, if you guys have any information on Ronda Rousey, please share it in the comments below because I don't know. I know that WWE is looking to sign Cyborg from UFC. I know WWE wants Cyborg, apparently, according to the rumors, to work something with Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. But the more that I see Ronda Rousey being mixed in with the WWE, it's probably only going to be a matter of time before we see Ronda Rousey in a WWE ring. And she still has the name notoriety. She still has that name power to fucking get viewers interested in seeing what she's doing. Don't give me this shit that she got destroyed by Amanda Nunes or whoever the fuck she fought last time. I believe it was Nunes, right? Was it? I don't even know. I could be fucking talking out my ass. I know I seen Ronda Rousey last time. She got her ass kicked. All I know is people said her career was dead, but Ronda Rousey is such a big name and such an influence to so many females out there that, you know, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H would love for her to be at the focus or at the forefront of what they're trying to do with the women's revolution. She will be in a WWE ring. I believe she will have a match. From there, I don't know, but I do believe Ronda Rousey, being that she's been hanging around the WWE, she's in with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, I think Ronda Rousey will have a match eventually in the WWE. When? I don't know, but it will happen. I did mention this on Off the Script Extra. It's in the notes here. I'm going to go over it again quickly before we end this week's show for part 2. Sasha Banks, one of the most popular female superstars in the WWE. It might be possible Sasha could have other things in mind for her own future. She recently posted something on her personal Tumblr account that has a few people worried she might be looking toward the end of her WWE career. While it might just be a clever wordplay or she's talking about something else entirely, it certainly appears that Sasha Banks is looking for something new in 2 years. Whether she plans on making the jump over to New Japan for one of their New Beginnings events or having a baby, there might be more to this story. So if I hear anything about Sasha Banks, clearly I will keep you guys updated. I joke that, you know, Sasha Banks could be nearing in on closing on buying a house. You know, she could be looking at buying a new fucking Kia. Sasha Banks could eventually want to have a child. I don't know. People are so worried about what Sasha Banks is doing in 2 years. Worry about what Sasha Banks is doing this week. You got Sasha Banks for 2 years left in WWE. Worry about what she does now in the WWE. You think Vince McMahon's going to let her go? You think Triple H is going to let Sasha Banks go after her contract is up? No fucking way. WWE hates when talent leaves. They will do everything that they can to keep talent under their own umbrella. They don't want Sasha Banks going anywhere. You think they want Sasha Banks going to a Ring of Honor? You think they want Sasha Banks going to a Global Force Wrestling? Fuck no. WWE is going to keep Sasha Banks no matter what. So who knows what Sasha Banks could be writing on her Tumblr account? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Worry about what she's doing now. Not worry what she's going to be doing 2 years from now. Anything can happen 2 years from now. So these super fans got to calm down and worry about what's happening right now because we got SummerSlam coming up and Sasha's going to be in the Women's Championship mix, possibly regaining the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Thank you guys so very much. That is Off the Script. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Obviously, if you did, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Hopefully YouTube sub boxes are working. Hopefully this gets tweeted out via the YouTube engine. I hope so. If not, then Off the Script is fucked all weekend. And I'm going to do $0 for Off the Script this weekend. Thank you guys so very much, man. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below with that bell for your notification, man. Thank you so very much. I will see you all on part 3 of Off the Script on Sunday morning, Battleground Sunday. We got a big weekend coming up with Battleground News and Rumors and the review coming up after the pay-per-view on Sunday night. So make sure you guys are tuned in to the channel this week. Going to be big stuff coming right here on Off the Script. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Saturday, and I will see you all tomorrow for part 3 of Off the Script.